What if I told you that the most powerful thing you could say is nothing at all? That silence, pure, calm, confident silence, isn't weakness, but strength. Not retreat, but self-respect. Main message? Here's the truth most men never hear. Begging, explaining, chasing. None of that brings her back. It only confirms what she already suspects, that you've placed your worth in her hands. But here's the shift. The second she walks away, you don't chase her. You choose you. No contact isn't about punishing her. It's about rediscovering your center. It's the reset button on your identity. It's how a man broken by loss becomes whole again. Psychology behind silence. You want to know what really changes the story? When the man she thought would fall apart stays grounded. He doesn't watch her stories, doesn't send that one last message, doesn't break. That's not being cold. That's being in control. That's reclaiming your power, not over her, but within yourself. Because when she realizes you're no longer emotionally available, no longer holding the door open, something shifts. Not out of spite, but because you've stopped performing for approval. You've gone inward. Who this is for? This is for the man who gave his all. The loyal one, the steady one, maybe too available, maybe too giving. She walked away, thinking the grass was greener. Maybe she thought you'd beg. But she underestimated you. Now she'll learn. Losing a man who knows his worth is a loss that lingers, not because he was perfect, but because he finally stopped handing his heart to someone who couldn't hold it. No contact focus on growth. No contact isn't revenge, it's revelation. It reveals who you are becoming, focused, grounded, and emotionally self-led. You stop over-explaining. You stop watching her life through a screen. You stop handing out explanations to people who didn't value the truth when it mattered. Let her wonder. Let her grow. You don't need closure. You need clarity. And sometimes clarity comes in the quiet. And when you walk away in silence, you're not punishing anyone. You're making a declaration, I am not for sale anymore. That kind of stillness is magnetic. It doesn't come from ego, it comes from alignment. While she might be scrolling your last story, replaying the past, trying to decode silence, you're focused, building quietly, not for revenge, but for rebirth. You're not watching her page, not chasing attention, not playing the same games, because you're done playing. You're rewriting the rules. Your silence, that's not anger. That's clarity. That's healing. That's her realizing you weren't an option. You were a privilege. Call to action. If you're done explaining yourself to people who walked away, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a comment. She lost access, not value. Lesson 2, stop explaining yourself. She left. Maybe she said it with words, maybe with silence, but either way, she chose distance. And too often, what do? We start writing essays, trying to unpack it, trying to prove we're worth keeping. But the truth is simple. The second you start explaining, you start shrinking. You're giving your power away in exchange for validation. Let's be clear. You don't owe anyone a breakdown of your heart. You don't owe clarity to someone who created confusion. You don't owe closure to someone who walked without warning. She made a decision. Let her live in it. Explaining won't bring understanding. It won't bring peace. It just gives her more data to detach from you. You think explaining shows care. But sometimes it just shows availability for more rejection. Here's what really lingers. The quiet man, the grounded one, the man who doesn't break character, the one who disappears, not in bitterness, but in peace. That's not emotional warfare, That's emotional discipline. Stoicism is strength. People make choices, and you honor them, not because they were right, but because you're no longer asking for someone to choose you twice. Every unanswered message, every moment of stillness, that creates space. And in that space, you reclaim yourself. Let your silence be your new boundary. Not a wall, just a quiet truth. You don't argue your worth. You live it. And if they ever wonder why you stopped explaining, let your progress be the only answer they never got. Number 3, emotions lie. Facts set you free. Right after a breakup, your mind goes to war with itself. One part of you knows she left. The other, your emotional side, still clings to what was or what could be. You replay the memories. You imagine a return. You try to find meaning in the silence. But here's what Stoicism teaches. Emotions are temporary. Facts are not. Emotions distort. They dramatize. They make pain feel permanent. You think you lost something priceless? But pause. Ask yourself honestly. What did you really lose? Someone who saw your consistency and walked anyway. That's not love. That's a lesson. The facts are clear. She left. You gave. She walked. If she was meant for your future, she wouldn't have abandoned your present. That's not cold. That's clarity. And clarity is freedom. Emotions want you stuck in the loop, checking her posts, replaying the last message, imagining what if. But facts ask one thing. She's gone. You're still here. So now what? That's where your power begins to return. Because truth gives you movement. Emotion without truth keeps you frozen. Stoic wisdom isn't about being numb. It's about choosing response over reaction. You feel it, sure, but you don't feed it. You let it pass. And in that process, you become emotionally bulletproof, not because you don't care, but because you refuse to be controlled. Number 4, rejection is a mirror, not a verdict. Rejection stings. No denying it. It can shake your identity, your ego, your sense of worth. And the first thought that creeps in is often, what's wrong with me? But here's the truth. No one tells you her rejection. It's not a judgment of your value. It's a reflection of her perspective, and perspective is shaped by emotions, experiences, fears, not facts. You were consistent. You showed up. You gave effort. And she still left. That says more about her lens than your worth. People don't always choose what's good for them. They chase familiar patterns, even if those patterns are toxic. They run from stability when they're still addicted to chaos. Her leaving didn't expose your flaws. It revealed her capacity to receive love. Stoic thinking says external events are neutral. It's our interpretation that defines their meaning. So don't interpret rejection as failure. See it as redirection, a reset, a message that your worth is not meant to be proven. It's meant to be recognized. And if someone couldn't see it, that's fine. Not everyone has the eyes to recognize value in real time. Dark psychology isn't about control, it's about awareness. When you see rejection as feedback instead of identity, you don't spiral. You upgrade. Quietly, deliberately. She may circle back, but by then, you'll be sharper, more focused. You won't need validation from someone who couldn't appreciate you the first time. Because the man who transforms through rejection becomes unforgettable. Not because he chased, but because he leveled up without looking back. Number 5, obsession is self-betrayal. Let's call it what it is. Obsession. Thinking about her constantly, wondering what she's doing, who she's with, if she's thinking about you, checking her profile, replaying the last conversation, like it holds the key to getting her back. That's not love, that's self-betrayal. Every time you obsess, you give away a piece of your dignity. You were never meant to orbit someone who walked out of your life. Obsession tricks you into believing there's something left to chase, something to fix, something to earn back. But the truth is, the moment you obsess, you surrender your emotional power. You're giving your energy to someone who's no longer investing in you, and that's not strength. It's avoidance. Avoiding your own healing. Avoiding the truth. Stoic men don't cling to what's gone. They accept the facts, redirect their focus, and build from the ashes. Because every second you spend thinking about her is a second you're not building you. You want to be remembered? Detach. You want to be respected? Go silent. You want peace? Stop feeding the fantasy. You don't need revenge, you need restraint. You need to stop betraying yourself for someone who already let go. A man who rises from heartbreak is a man who commands gravity, not by chasing, but by choosing himself. So when the thoughts return, and they will, don't chase them. Observe them. Let them pass. Then, refocus on your growth. Number 6. Detachment creates attraction. Here's what flips the entire story. The moment you no longer need her is the moment she starts to notice. When she walked away, maybe she expected you to wait, to linger, to keep watching, to stay emotionally tethered through subtle signs or desperate gestures. But when you detach completely, something shifts, not in her, but in you. Suddenly, her control fades, and that silence she thought she wanted, it starts to echo. Detachment is not about bitterness. It's about clarity. It's knowing that your value isn't measured by someone else's presence. When you no longer crave closure or chase attention, you become unforgettable. Not because you tried harder, but because you finally let go. Here's the paradox. The less you need her, the more she feels your absence. Not because she misses love, but because she misses the validation. Your detachment challenges her sense of importance, and that's where discomfort lives. But this isn't about pulling her back. This is about pulling yourself forward. You're not punishing her. You're prioritizing yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You don't chase twice. You let your silence speak. Because you know what you bring to the table, and you'll never beg someone to sit at it. Number 7. Focus on empire, not emotion. You want real power? Then stop focusing on how to win her back. Start focusing on how to win yourself back. Not with texts, not with silent strategies, but with action, with empire. Every second you spend replaying the past is a second stolen from your future. That heartbreak you're feeling? That's raw fuel. Fuel for the gym. Fuel for your goals. Fuel for your evolution. She left. Now it's your turn to walk into your own life. That's what stoic masculinity looks like. You don't collapse, you construct. Who are the most respected men? The ones stuck in memories? Or the ones who vanish into purpose and re-emerge stronger, sharper, untouchable? When she checks in, trust me, she will. She's not looking for a sad text. She's looking to see if you're thriving. That's when the silence starts to echo. That's when the regret begins. But here's the thing most men miss. Healing isn't passive. It's work. It's every gym rep, every late-night grind, every time you build instead of break. Stoicism doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't serve your feelings more than your mission. Emotion is the wave. Purpose is the shore. You want to rise? Anchor yourself to something bigger than pain. She becomes a chapter, not the story. You are not here to mourn who left. You're here to build something legendary, so powerful that losing you was her biggest mistake. Your time is your empire. Your energy is your currency. Spend it wisely. Number 8, the scar is the lesson you want to heal. Then stop hiding the scar. Stop trying to pretend it never happened. That scar, the pain, the silence, the betrayal, that's the lesson. And it changed everything. Most men bury it, distract themselves, try to erase the past. But not stoic men. We don't hide from pain. We study it. Every scar is proof of 2 things. Pain survived, power gained. She left. It hurt. You felt discarded, replaceable, shaken to your core. But now you've got 2 options. Let the wound fester into resentment or forge it into wisdom. Because here's the truth. The difference between a broken man and an unstoppable one is how he interprets the pain. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about integrating it, letting the fire refine you, not consume you. You turn heartbreak into hunger, loneliness into leadership, loss into leverage. That's how you grow depth. That's how you build gravity, the kind that speaks before you even open your mouth. She thought she broke you. Let her believe that. By the time she realizes she didn't break you, she built you, you'll be miles ahead. She won't just regret walking away. She'll regret ever thinking you'd be waiting. So stop asking, why did this happen? Start asking, what did it teach me? That scar is not shame. It's a shield. It's not proof you were hurt. It's proof you survived what was meant to break you. Number 9, she returns to what she can't control. Here's the truth nobody tells you. She always circles back. Not because she had a change of heart, but because you did. She left expecting the old you to wait, to chase, to beg. But you didn't. You evolved. Not louder. Quieter. Not colder. Sharper. You became the one thing she never expected. Untouchable, emotionally grounded, mentally unavailable, focused. And that kind of man, he's rare. He's magnetic. He's no longer accessible. That's when it starts. She watches, wonders, overthinks. Did I misread him? Why doesn't he care? Is he really done? That silence she once enjoyed, now it stings. Here's what dark psychology knows. People crave what they can't control. And when you detach with clarity, not anger, just peace, you shift the power completely. Stoic men understand this. Indifference isn't rage, it's freedom. You're not avoiding her. You're just no longer orbiting her. You're not playing hard to get. You're simply hard to reach because you've outgrown the version of you that needed her approval. So if she does reach out, don't see it as a win. See it as a reminder of how far you've come, a mirror to who you used to be, and confirmation of the man you've become. She doesn't return to love. She returns to what she can't predict. She returns to what she lost control of. Number 10, no contact is for you, not her. Let's end this with full clarity. No contact isn't a tactic. It's not about reverse psychology. It's not about making her miss you. It's about finally choosing you. No contact is when you stop performing. Stop waiting, stop reacting, and start rebuilding. It's not punishment, it's protection. Because when she walked away, she assumed you'd still be watching, still hoping, still emotionally available. But no contact cuts that thread, not to hurt her, but to heal you. You want to know when you truly win? Not when she messages you again, but when you see her name on your screen and feel nothing. No nerves, no curiosity, just peace. That's when you know. You didn't just survive her. You outgrew her. No contact becomes the gym for your mind. It's where obsession fades and purpose rises. It's where identity is reclaimed. And if she ever returns, that's not your reward. That's her reality check. Because no contact didn't just keep her out, it let the real you step back in. You stop needing closure. You become it. You stop hoping she understands. You start understanding yourself. That's the stoic win. Not silence for silence's sake. Silence with purpose. No need to explain. No need to prove. Just forward motion. She thought your silence was weakness. It wasn't. It was the beginning of a man who no longer begs, a man who builds, who leads, who rises. If you're done needing to be chosen and ready to choose yourself, tap like, subscribe, and comment. No contact saved me. You've been told that strength means chasing, that being a man means convincing someone to see your worth. But now you know better. Real strength is found in silence, in purpose, in the kind of focus that makes people feel your absence louder than your presence. This wasn't about her. It never was. It's about who you become after her. You don't just go no contact. You go sovereign. You go inward. You go higher.